What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Have a few questions for you to start out. Have you ever felt like if you make the wrong decision, life is gonna crumble? Or have you felt like you need to hide yourself? That if somebody saw who you actually were, they would say, nope, not interested. You're a little bit too unique, crazy. If you've had those experiences, we're gonna talk about that a little bit. And no, you aren't alone. So in the beginning of this, I asked some questions about making the wrong decisions and hiding who you are. I know for me, I did a lot of that growing up, especially in high school. It's this time where you're gaining this independence from your parents, but you're also looking to the future. So you're at this in-between of who am I and where is my world going to go in a few short months. Now that can be a really awkward place to be in. You feel like you have a bunch of weight on your shoulders. You're trying to make a future decision, not even knowing who you are right now and right here. It's really tough. And today I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about that. And if you're in that place, if you're trying to understand who you are as a human being and also considering who you are in the future, I want to tell you, don't think about the future till you know who you are as a human being. If you think about the future too much and you get into that place where you're like, if I can just be successful becoming a model, an influencer, a YouTube star, an Instagram person, don't know what that is, or a professional athlete, a professional singer. You do something great and grand. If you think I'm going to do that and then feel really good about myself and then that will tell me who I am, that is a track that's going to lead to an emptiness inside of you that is incredibly unhealthy. There are tons of people in this world that have gone down that path, thinking if they accomplish all of these wonderful things, they'll finally feel good about themselves. They'll finally know who they are. And I want to tell you from experience, doing it that way is incredibly empty. You don't feel fulfilled. You always feel like, what is wrong with me? There's something inside that isn't really being met. There's a need inside of me that just feels like I'm not looking after. And so, if you're in a position where you're thinking about the future, worried about making the wrong decision, or hiding who you are as a person, I want you to know it stems from not knowing the person that you are. And those experiences can feel very constricting. It's like being in the middle of the summer and putting on a winter coat that's made for -15 degrees. It is a crazy difficult experience. You can get through it, yes, completely possible to get through it. However, it's going to be uncomfortable. And the longer you wear that, the more harm it actually does. And so what we're trying to do is take off that jacket and understand how we can move forward in a healthy way. And if you feel like you have that jacket on, if you feel like you're trapped and you don't know what to do with your future, if you feel like you have to hide and that's also putting on a mask or a suit and you're feeling trapped from that, I want you to know, now this is really important, that there is freedom found in knowing who you are. I'm going to say that again because it's incredibly important. There is freedom in knowing who you are. So that is the crux of life, of your peace, of your future, of your hope, is resting in who you are. All of the things that you want to do with your life, they're found in the overflow of who you are as a human being. So often our approach to life is first, I'll accomplish something, then I'll feel good. When in reality, it's I feel good because I enjoy the person that I am, and then I can go on to accomplish amazing and awesome things. So if those two are reversed in your life and you let that go on long enough, you're going to feel empty inside. And so it's really important to know who you are. Now, it is not easy to understand who you are as a person, but I do want to give some nuggets, some secrets. I don't want to call them secrets because it feels like, oh, I have to keep this to myself and I can't share it with anyone. When in reality, I want you to share this with everybody because it is super helpful for you and it's super helpful for them when you do share this. So here is, let's say, a foundation of knowing who you are. And there's two things to do in this area, okay? The first one is you have to spend time with yourself, okay? We live in a world where there's constantly things that you can distract yourself with. You have Netflix, you have games on your phone, you have games on a device, on a computer. games on anything. You can sit down and play board games, which we don't do super frequently anymore, but that's still an option. There are tons of things that you can do to entertain yourself and get away from spending time with who you actually are. And when I say spending time with yourself, I mean sitting there quietly. So to figure out who you are, sitting there quietly with yourself and just thinking about your thoughts. It's like, I don't want to be with myself. Why don't I want to be with myself? What am I thinking about who I am? Do I like who I am? All of these questions, spending time with yourself, will start to arise. So the first one in how to get to know who you are is spending time with yourself. The second is asking those questions. You have a friend. If you want to get to know your friend, what do you have to do? Ask them questions, right? You don't know them until you actually get to know them by asking questions. So it's really important to apply that same concept to ourselves. We think a lot of the time that we know who we are. We think because we spend all of our existence with ourselves that we know who we are. When in reality, a lot of who we are is dictated by what other people think, say, and feel about us. So what we need to do is dive into the person that we are by asking questions. So those are the two ways that you're going to understand who you are, is by sitting with yourself, spending time with yourself, asking yourself questions. We'll get into detail with future videos on doing that more, but that's a great place to start. Just sit with yourself. Choose, I'm not gonna watch Netflix. I am just gonna sit with myself and ask myself questions. And if you do that, here's the amazing thing that happens, all right? You start to understand what it is you truly want. You're not guessing, you're not thinking, if I make this decision, everything's gonna be fantastic. Or if I make this decision, everything's gonna suck. So you're in this constant back and forth of, I don't know what I really want. Do I want to help my fellow friend, or do I want to pursue a venture on my own? We don't know without spending time with ourselves. So by spending time with ourselves, we get to know where we actually want to go and what we actually want in our lives. So getting to know who you are brings you to that place. And it also takes away the power of making the wrong decisions. Because so often in our lives, we can feel like shit if we make the wrong decision. We can feel overwhelmed and burdened in making the right decision because we're afraid of the wrong decision. But when you understand who you are as a human being, you understand you make mistakes and you're not always going to make the right choice. And you understand that, and that's okay, because you're a human being and you know what you're working towards, and every little step that you take and every little mistake that you make, it brings you closer to that place. So I just want to encourage you all to spend time with yourself, because you all are brilliant, incredible human beings that are capable of amazing things. That is what this YouTube channel is for, is helping you realize who you are. I want to be a mirror for each one of you, that when you look into this video, you start to see the incredible nature of who you are. So, I hope you all took something important away from this. And I challenge you all to start spending time with yourself. And when you do, your life will become amazing and you'll start to see how incredible you are as a human being. All right, y'all. I want you to know before I go, you're amazing, you're wonderful, I care about you. In the comments, anything that was helpful here, drop it. If you like this video today, subscribing would be awesome for you, because in the future, all of the videos that are created are going to be helping you become the greatest version of who you are, being at peace with who you are, and developing yourself as a human being that is wonderfully you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.